Smoking kill you. Vaping will not. Good afternoon, my friends. 2010 Range Rover. Today we are dealing with two new issues. First one, suspension, air suspension. This car had a front driver leak in the air suspension, and they replaced it. But he says there's some warning comes on and off when they're driving, and it has something to do with the suspension. And the second complaint, which we will address later, smoking kill you. Vaping will not. The second complaint is a misfire. I did scan the vehicle. I don't have anything in the PCM, although I started the vehicle and I felt a misfire at startup for like 3 seconds. So I'm not sure if we're going to be able to diagnose a car or a situation in 3 seconds. But for now, we're going to deal with the ride level control module. I scanned the whole vehicle and I saved the report. So let's go to those codes right here. It says intermittent, which confirms the customer's note about happening, not happening. We have three codes: C1A06-78, C1A13-64, and C1A06-1C. Now, the first one says right rear high sensor, right rear high sensor. Both of them here, the C1A06-78 and 1C. The third one, C1A13-64, it says pressure does not decrease when venting gallery. Now, I wanted to read more about this code and the possible causes. I wanted to see, basically I wanted to see if all codes could be caused by one thing, or we have a couple of problems. I wanted to have a direction. In other words, I wanted to know what I'm gonna start with. So this is the description of that code, C1A13-64, and these are the possible causes: signal plausibility failure, reservoir valve block, pipe incorrectly installed, units reversed, exhaust valve stuck closed, exhaust valve does not hold minimum retention pressure, exhaust valve coil wiring short circuit, gallery pipe blocked damaged, air suspension exhaust silencer blocked restricted, axle valve blocked, pipe connected incorrectly, and the last one, pressure sensor fault. Next step to me was that wiring diagram and location of components. Wiring diagram is this. Here's the right rear height sensor, and it's 3 wires. It comes to this right side of luggage compartment, air suspension control module. Here's the location of it. By the way, the harness number is C0867. So this is it, 0867 right here. So this is the location of it. This is the module. It was behind the fuse box on the other side. I opened this by unscrewing this 7mm, I think. Yeah, 7mm. 3 bolts, 1, 2, and 3. And I bent this a little bit to take it out. Once you get access to the back of it, 10 millimeter, one bolt, and then you'll be able to free this module. What I'm going to do, I am going to probe on those three wires, pin 8, 9, 10. This is the harness right here. This is the harness. This is number 1. This is number 10. These three, the last three yellow ones, yellow and some tracer, I'm going to probe here, 3-channel scope, and drive the vehicle, see which one drop, and we take it from here. So I set up like this. The red one is the 5-volt, the green one is the ground, and the yellow one is the signal. Well, here's my setup. As I said, the green one is ground, yellow one is the signal, and the red is the 5-volt. Ground of 5-volt for the sensor, and this is the returning signal to the module. I am on 1 second time, and these are, I have a trace on the yellow, and these are the values, about 2 volts on the signal, 0 on the ground, and 5 volts on the 5-volt. So let's go drive the vehicle, see if we get any activity. Unfortunately, because my yellow lead does not reach to the front, so I'm gonna see how I'm gonna do that. We'll see if we catch it in act. It just happened. It says suspension fault. Press OK to clear. I was on high setting, off-road setting, and I lower it down. I'm trying to pull over to see. Okay, suspension fault, maximum speed 30 per hour. What did I lose? I see I still have the. Okay, I'm not that far from the shop. Let me see if I can. Right here is good. This is a big lot. Okay. I just don't want to fix whatever broke. Alright, this is the faults. Suspension fault. Unlock the door. I want to see if there was any changes in the signal, any drop. Sensor is working, it's sending signal. This is going high and low. See, it was on high when I had it on off-road right here, and then I dropped it, and all of a sudden that happened. Let me check it. Oh, by the way, the only code that came back after we deleted everything is C1A1364. Let's take a look at this. Let's see if we can. And also what I was thinking is if it's a matter of calibration after they replaced the front the left air strut. So let me look at this and look at what we have here as options. You guys know me, I always admit my mistakes in my videos. That's how I learn. And one of the mistakes that I did, actually, I read this as level sensor. This is pressure sensor fault. I know we did some checking on the level sensor on the rear passenger. That was valid because we had 2 codes for that sensor. So that sensor is good so far. I don't have any problem with it so far. Now this is a pressure sensor fault, which is right here. Pressure sensor is right here. Exhaust valve is right here. And the other one, this is another valve. What they call it? I forgot what it's called, but so going back to that code C1A13-64, we have signal plausibility fault, failure. I don't know which signal. Here's the action. It says check the pipes from the reservoir valve block are connected to the correct ports where available. Refer to the guide, okay, DTC, and refer to the electric circuit diagram and check the pressure sensor circuit. Renew the sensor if faulty. So since they mentioned the pressure sensor here, and here it is at the bottom, I don't think piping there is any a clog in the piping. Although when I opened this unit, by the way, one of the bolts was loose halfway. It wasn't tight, so somebody was already here before me. So what should we do? Should we check the pressure sensor signal? Is this the signal that is saying here? And we have some exhaust valve stuck closed. Exhaust valve do not hold minimum retention pressure. You're talking about these pipes connected incorrectly. I don't think so. I mean, I think they are correctly connected. I mean, we can check probably this one here, but what should we check right now? Should we check the sensor? Let's check the sensor. When it comes to the sensor, it has 3 wires, 5-volt signal and a ground. A 5-volt signal and a ground. I want to check here right now, see what values we have. Although I pulled some live data, and pressure sensor says 0.38, and pressure sensor supply voltage 0.98. So I want to know which one, why there is no 5-volt for the pressure sensor. It should have a 5-volt. Let's check it out. Alright, so right here, the yellow and black, this second one should be 5-volt. So it's 4.92. Yellow and black. Yep, 5-volt reference here, but let's check it over there. Yellow and black, the third one, I think. Yeah, the third one. .92, which is good. Why none of these pressure sensor volt and then pressure sensor supply voltage 0.98? Key on, yes. Alright, and next one is yellow pink is the ground. Yellow pink, I think the third one. This is Yellow, pink. I think that's the green. What is that? Yellow. Yeah, yellow, pink. That's the ground. And yeah, orange and gray should be the signal. Orange and gray. Yeah, that third one. Oh no, you know what? No. Wait. Orange and gray is reading 366 here. Let's go orange and gray here. Same reading. Orange and gray. Alright. And orange and gray, yellow and pink. Yellow and pink, which is right here. 2.2. And yellow and pink here is 2.2. Let me see if there's any other readings that I forgot to include. Alright, so we have a power and ground, 5 volt reading on both. Let's check the signal. What does it say? 366 millivolts. And it's the same over there, 366 millivolts. What did we say which one it is? It is this one right here. 360. Alright, signal possibility failure, reservoir valve, block pipe, incorrect installation, union reversed. I don't know, what is that? Which one it is? Exhaust valve stuck closed. Exhaust valve stuck closed, which is this one. Exhaust valve stuck closed. Exhaust valve. Reservoir valve. Oh, this is reservoir valve, by the way. This is reservoir valve. Exhaust self-leveling sensor exhaust valve right here. 2 wires, white, green, white, blue, which are white, green, and changes to white, and white, blue changes to blue. So right here, white, green, white, blue, these two. White, green, white, blue. What should we have? Where are they coming from? Right here. White, green, white, blue. Okay, white, green, white, blue. Exhaust valve. So the white is negative and the blue is positive. Negative and positive. Negative and positive. And we do have control. When I activated it from here, it worked. And the wires are here. Same harness, but in the back. Right here, white, green, and white, blue. So right now, should we change this? And should we change this? What I want to do, I want to delete the code and activate this exhaust valve and see if that will bring the code back. We don't have any code. Let's go function test. Actuator test, actuator valve, exhaust valve, open, assume middle. Engine is off, yes. Start. Right here it's working. Continue, go back. So that tells us that the wiring and everything is good. Let's see if it codes, no codes. What should I do? One of the tests also is measuring resistance between the two pins of that valve, and it is 16 ohm. One of the checks that we can do also, check the resistance of this coil of this valve, which is called the valve block solenoid, and the coil resistance at 20 Celsius, which is 68 Fahrenheit. Today is actually 65 here in Fort Worth. 2.05 ohm, and it is exactly the same 2.1. So that's good. I'm trying to find the specification for this sensor. I couldn't find. Before we tested the specification of this valve, which they call it exhaust valve, and it was within, I just forgot to show you guys the value. Where is it? Right here. 4 plus minus, what was it, 16 I think, plus minus 10%. So I would assume 14. We can do it now again. Now my suspicion is this. Problem is the owner of the shop had already, they have an account with AutoZone, they had already ordered this valve. Well, I talked to him about the exhaust valve, but they brought me this valve. So right here it's 16 between 16 and 16 and a half. So here it says 4 ohm plus minus 10%. So what, the maximum is 14. When we did the actuation test yesterday, we did hear operation, but that doesn't mean that it's good. And based on the resistance, it's not within spec. So I'm suspecting this more than the sensor. We checked the sensor wiring, everything is good, the signal also. They brought me this, they want me to check it, so should we change it since we're here? Let's do it. Or I'm thinking to open these two screws and see what's inside, but in any case actually we have to empty the system. Yeah, we have to depressurize the system, so that's the first thing. Let's do it. I'm gonna use the snap-on. There's the little warning about the deflation, so let's go continue. Let's deflate reservoir first. Yeah, so I'll bring you guys back when this is done. Resistance on the new one is the same, 2.1. Well, I figured to take this solenoid off and test it, and it's, what is this, T25. Take those two screws and then pull it up. And I have this kit, this cheap kit for bleeding, and luckily I have some adapters with it. I was able to use one of them here and use this piece of tube. So now we're applying pressure, right? I'm not sure what's the specification, but so far it's good. It's holding, it's not leaking. So the code we have is not venting, so when we give it 12 volt we should see a drop in the pressure. So based on this test, it's working good. Let's do one more time. One more time. The last time. I just want to see if it's intermittent. Alright, so I don't want to proceed with replacing the new sensor. By the way, we changing the valve just because the sensor, so we're focusing more on the sensor than the valve, because here it says one of the causes, pressure sensor fault. And I did get signal 5 volt and a ground from the module to the sensor, and I got the signal back, although I had doubts about the signal value. So we have everything we need. Let's do it. Alright, so the new sensor temporary in, all the hoses are in. I don't like the quality of it, by the way. I really don't like it. Let's check it out. Let's inflate the system, see if we have any changes. Start the engine. Okay. Continue. Let me go to the module, clear the codes, and see if we have any changes. Set the ignition switch to off. Continue. Turn ignition on. Alright. On. Continue. Set the ignition switch to off. Come on. Alright, let's go over there. Off. Continue. Please run diagnostic trouble codes. Monitor, verify, and diagnostic trouble codes. Present, deal with any diagnostic trouble codes first before carrying out the procedure. Okay. Continue. Put the key on. Let's go back. Codes. Let me take you guys. Oh, no codes. Alright. Start the vehicle.